Today I'll show you how to automatically generate viral videos like this using n8n. So everything runs on autopilot, growing your audience while you're sleeping. So here is the original account and here is the video that hit 2 million views. Let's quickly check it out. So you kind of get the idea why these videos might go viral. And here is my own version, created and posted entirely by AI. So you can see that the quality level is quite high, even knowing that it is all 100% automated and AI. This is awesome. And today's tutorial will have 3 parts. First, I'll give you the overview of the system. Next, I'll show you exactly how I built it inside n8n. And finally, I'll give you my free template so you can start using it yourself. So let's start with the overview. So here is the main n8n workflow, and it also goes with the complementary database inside Google Sheets. Here we have all the videos that are created, we are storing them. So we have the title, the status, posted, rejected or review, the video link and the YouTube link. So let's go back. The first step is to generate a new video idea. So basically we wanna go inside our database, check out what are the existing video ideas and want to create something new because we want our content to be fresh. And then we want to generate images because currently majority of the video generation models are using the mode of image to video. So we want to create the initial images, but this is also good because we have to play with the prompts, we have to get the visual part right. And in my opinion, this is the most important thing, because if you're thinking about it, let's go to this account, and the majority of videos, they have the beautiful picture first. So here, for instance, we have the Donald Trump as a titan, it is the beautiful picture, and in the video part, we're just adding a little bit of dynamics, but this is not the most important thing why it makes it viral. In my opinion, what makes it viral is that the image itself is hilarious, right? So once we have images, then we're just generating videos based on that. It is kind of the easiest part, just a little bit of extra prompting on top of what is already done in here. And then we're going to the final part where we want to put it all together, combine all of these videos. So we have multiple videos of different presidents doing something different. And then we want to add a viral audio, but also these subtitles, this text saying this is the president of this country, this is this country, and so on. And also some effects because we want to have the transitions between parts of the video, so it makes the holistic video more dynamic. And then we'll get the final output. Also, I wanted to show here, I don't know if you've seen these videos, they're really edited quite cool. And when I was initially looking at this account and I set the challenge to myself, I want to replicate that as much as possible, but I want to do that 100% automatically because I know that the author of this page is not doing fully automated stuff. They're generating these videos using AI, but they're actually editing it and trying to make it better. And I was thinking, is it even possible to edit the videos like that? And in my opinion, I accomplished the goal probably 90% close. Not fully, because this software that I'm using to render it, it has some limitations in terms of the animation and the effects that we can apply, but still it is quite flexible. And considering that it is fully automated, so we can create hundreds of videos every single month, I think this is a very good option to use, right? And once we have these videos rendered, then we're just publishing, we're uploading to YouTube, we're editing the records inside our database, and we're sending the notification to your email saying that the new video was created, just review it, and if you're satisfied, publish it. So I also wanted to show you a couple examples of other pages that are also very easy to automate, but they're actually generating money. For instance, this one is about psychology. The account is for girls. It has more than 1 million followers and they're selling products here on this website. So it is actually generating revenue. Let's just quickly check one of those videos.
Signs you're more attractive than you think. And this is for the girls. A lot of you don't even realize how attractive you actually are. So let's get into it. 1, you have a ton of drafts. And here's what.
So you can really see that the structure of the video is quite simple. Simple images, then the text on top, and also the audio, probably generated by 11 Labs. And this content is getting a huge attraction, almost 300,000 likes. The video was posted 5 days ago, and it is pretty much all AI generated. This is crazy to think about. Or the other profile, it is about Bible, very simple carousels. It's not even the videos, it's just the carousels, just the images. It is probably generated by video mode inside OpenAI. You can see this kind of style. So I'm just giving you an idea of what can be automated and what results it can drive to your social media presence. In my opinion, this is huge. And if you want more practical videos about AI for content creation, subscribe to my channel, because your support will help me so much. And now we're getting to the second part of the video. I'll explain to you every single node of this setup. I will explain to you all the settings so you can easily understand and tweak it once you need it. So at the end, I'll share the template, but right now you will understand the main idea and the main logic, which is very important. So let's go node by node. First of all, we have two triggers. One is just to test it. It is more convenient when clicking test workflow. When pressing this thing, it will trigger the whole execution. Another part is a schedule trigger. I set it to run every single day. So however frequently you want to run this video creation, then you set it in this way. Then we're going to our Google Sheet database. Here we're just selecting our Google account. Then we're choosing our document and the sheet inside the document. Right now we have only one sheet, so the setup is quite easy. And then we want to kind of understand what are the ideas that are already created, and we want to concatenate it into one string because it is more convenient to process further. Let me just show it to you. Here inside this database, I have 5 ideas already. Countries as president UFC stars, then cosmic space explorers, and blah, blah, blah. So the new idea that we will generate, we want it to be different. We want it to be fresh, right? So once we have concatenated these ideas, we'll just go to this part, which is AI agent, but you can just treat it as a simple chat where you will generate one simple answer to one simple question. And here is the text. This is the prompt, right? I'm saying that generate me an idea. Here are the ideas that we've already created. And this is the text that we've just created in the previous code node. It is very easy. You don't need to understand it inside. And then I'm just asking to generate a new idea following the previous structure, right? So if you will open this system prompt, this is the main kind of meta description for the ChatGPT. And here I'm saying like you're an expert in creating this viral content. Here are the examples of ideas that I'm looking for. And your goal is to generate a new one, obviously. And once we have it, I'm selecting characters. So depending on your type of content, this might be different, but in my case, I wanted to make these videos about different presidents. So I'm just saying we have 4 different characters. So Donald Trump and 3 other presidents. So you can set it something differently. Maybe you also have some characters in your content, I don't know. Maybe we want to create different bodybuilders and you will ask for, I don't know, different skin colors, different hair colors, whatever, just to make different iterations and make your content a bit more engaging. And once we have characters, then this part, it will get only one output. So we'll have created like this array of characters, but then we want to split it out. We want to create it as like 4-fold, and then all the process will be split up in 4 pieces because we want to generate the image for every single character, and then we want to generate the video for every single character. And here we will kind of combine it all together and start the rendering process. So let's kind of see it in more detailed overview. So this is the image prompt. Here also very simple. I'm just creating a big system prompt where I'm explaining what is the overall goal, then the instructions, what I'm looking for, how I want the final prompt for the image generation to look like, because obviously generating the prompt here, as I said, this is the most important part by far, because this is the visual starting point for our video content, right? And then I'm providing an example like Donald Trump, countries as president, movie stars, and I'm providing a good example of the image prompt that I can then feed to the image generator and actually get the quality of output that is on the level that I'm looking for, right? And also I'm asking to never ever output quotation marks or new lines, because then I want to feed it inside the image generator and it will not work well with this type of characters. So we want to control it, and for that reason I'm even mentioning it twice. So this is kind of very simple prompting technique, right? And once we have those 4 image prompts, then we'll just do the set fields, very easy. Just to make it more convenient to process in the future, we'll just rename the field, and then we'll go to the generate images part. This is the third-party API call. The server is called PyAPI. Let me just show it to you, pyapi.ai. This is basically a provider which connects you to different APIs. For instance, you can see here Midjourney, FaceSwap, DeepSeek, like so many different AI startups nowadays, right? Some of them are video generation, like Kling Video Gen, but I just found that it is a bit more time consuming compared to the video generation that I'm using. So I'm using PyAPI only to generate images. So we have a very simple HTTP request. You will need to create your API key. I will explain at the end of the video how you can copy the system and set it up for yourself. So right now I'm not diving deep into it, but you will need to create the key. We'll use this URL, and this is the body of our request. And I'm just using very simple image generation model. What is important here, I'm identifying the right ratio, aspect ratio for our image that will be generated. Here I was looking for the 16:9, which is the regular ratio for the vertical video content on the social media. And then I'm using this prompt, which was created previously, to actually generate the image. So here we have to wait for actually a long time, 120 seconds, because as I understand, it is being generated one by one. And for that reason, it is really slowly. But if you're running this pipeline like every single day, you don't really need to be here and wait manually. Of course, it is just being done on the background. And once you are reviewing the video, everything is already prepared. So no problem with that. And once we have waited enough, then we can get images so we can actually download what was created. So here on the next step, we're going to the generation of videos. Also very simple part. We have to create the prompt first. It's not very different to the image prompt. We'll just provide the image prompt in here. As you can see in the text input, we have the title, which is the main idea of the video, like countries as presidents, UFC stars. But then we have the image prompt because we want the video generation model to understand the style on the same level of text as it was described to the image model. It works so much better than not describing it at all and asking something like, make this person moving or walking or doing something. Like, it works definitely worse than providing the same prompt as was used in the image. And here is kind of the description how to transform it to the video prompt. And then we're doing the request to Runway ML. It is one of the most popular services right now, and I think this startup is valued at more than $1 billion. Startup from New York City. So here we're doing the request to the Runway ML. Also, you will need to generate the token. You will need to select the version of the software, and then we have all of the options that are important to this model. So we have the prompt, which is, first of all, it contains the image itself because we created image previously, but then it has the textual prompt. So this prompt contains of two parts. And also we have the seed. It's not very important. Then we have the model. Also, they offer two models. It is Gen 3 Alpha or something like that, and Gen 4. And the Gen 4 is significantly better, but of course it consumes more money. So you're gonna have to decide for yourself. I think that one generation of 5-second video in this ratio with this Runway, maybe it costed something like 25 cents, maybe 50 cents, something like that. So not that much. So you can play with that as well. And once we've sent this request to generate videos, we have to wait once again while the request is processed, and they're processing it one by one. Maybe they have the parallel on the more like paid tiers, the enterprise tiers, but on my tier, which is very basic, they are doing that in the sequence. So we have to wait to process them one by one. And I've set 360 seconds to wait. So this is 6 minutes. I understand that it's not very quick, but as I said, the whole process will run on the background, so don't really worry about it. And once everything is created, we'll just download those videos from the link from the previous step. And then this is kind of the hardest part. We will do the rendering. This is the most interesting thing. Here, before this step, we have everything doing in the 4 routes. We have the 4 different characters, 4 different images, 4 different videos. And once it is all created, here we're trying to combine it all together, because in this step we'll render it, and rendering happens only once, right? And here we once again are using the third-party API, which is called Create-to-Mate. And let me show to you how it works real quick. So we're going to Create-to-Mate. here is this platform, and you're just pressing get started, and I'll be in my workspace right now. And here I'm going to the templates, and I have a couple templates, and the one that I was using recently is this. So as you can see on the timeline, I have 3 different tracks. One is for text, one is for video, and one is for audio. So let me just process it real quick. So as you can see, I've created this template already with this viral sound that is being used in all of those videos. So I don't need to generate it every single time. I don't need the 11 laps or something like that. And also I have created the text because I understand that all of those videos will follow the same structure, so I don't need to generate the text every single time. But the only text I will actually change is the title in here. So one video is about UFC stars, another one is about the kaiju and something like that. So all of the parts of the template you can actually change. But in my case, I need to change only this text. I need to change all of those 4 videos, and this is it, right? So every single video, as you can see, we have the specific part of the track dedicated to it, but also we have the overlap here, which is kind of done on purpose. As you can see, we have the fade effect. So it's not that we have one video, another video back to back. We're trying to add some animation to make the video more dynamic. And this is the part where I'd love to have a little bit more flexibility. They don't have like very general effects that are kind of cool and popular right now. So they have only something very basic. It's not that cool, but it is what it is. If you know the way to make it better, let me know in the comments down below, by the way. So this is the template. It is very easy to create, but the main part here is you're pressing this use template, and here in the API integration section, you will have the JSON view of how you can interact with it using n8n. Now let me go back to the n8n. As you can see here, we're doing the HTTP request to these servers. We're also using our API key. Once again, at the end, I'll show to you how to set it up. And then here is the main part of the request. And I'm just saying that this is the template ID. So this is the ID of that template that I've just shown to you. You can create it using the graphical user interface. So it is very convenient, very easy to do. And once you have it, then you just need to provide specific videos that you will substitute to this current content piece that you're trying to create. So I have 4 videos. I'm just providing the links to those 4 videos that were just generated by the Runway ML. And also I'll provide the text that is the title for this current video. And based on this info, it will render the whole project. Then we need to wait a little bit. I think it is 120 seconds, not that long. And then we'll download the video. And finally, once we're on the final stage, we will do the YouTube API call. Here, actually, it is a little bit tricky, and this is interesting how to set it up correctly, because you need to set up the Google Cloud Studio or something like that. I will show it to you at the third part of the video, where I'm showing how to copy the system by yourself. So right now, don't worry about that too much. So we're just connecting our YouTube account. Then we're selecting the resource, which is video, obviously. Then we're uploading. Here is the title that we're selecting, also from the previous steps. Also, I think you can add description and other stuff, but I'm not doing that here. Let me just check. By the way, it's interesting. Yeah, description, I think the tags also, if you want to do the SEO optimization, go add them as well. Of course, it will increase your views, but to convey the idea, it's not necessary. And here the region, and here the data. It means that we will use the data, which is a binary file from the previous node. And this is the rendered final video, right? So once this step is executed, the video is now uploaded to YouTube, and it is marked as unlisted. In here, you will see it in your Google YouTube Studio. And once you approved it, you'll just switch it from unlisted to public. So here, afterwards, we want to add the record to our database. We want to actually set the title, which was created, then the status set to review, the video link. This is from the creator-made servers, and then the YouTube link where you can check it out inside your YouTube Studio. And then finally, once the record is added, we want to send to you an email notification, also in a very convenient way. So you don't need to enter your n8n to check out what is going on. It will be just on your email. You don't even need to go to the Google Sheet initially. Just receive the link once it's ready, and then respond to it accordingly. So this is the quick run through every single node and explanation how it works and what you will need to tweak inside according to your own needs. Maybe you want to create not 4 characters, but 8 characters or a very dynamic number of characters. You can do that as well. You will need to automate your templating process accordingly. So maybe you will go to Create-O-Mate and create a new template with more videos here, with more text here. So this is the flexibility that you can achieve with your videos. For instance, if we're going back to our example, this example with the psychological videos, I think that it will be quite easy to do a very simple sequence of different images, and then we're adding text to these images accordingly, and then we're adding some cool sound on top of it, which is combination of a music but also the script voice telling you all of the words generated by 11 Labs or something like that. So you have definitely a space for flexibility to create different types of content. And so at this point, you hopefully understand how the system works fully on the deep level. And now I'll show you how you can copy and set up this AI system from a template for free. Here is the whole instruction. It will be in the description down below. I think that depending on your technical level, it might take you roughly 15 minutes to set up, but it is absolutely worth it. So let's go through every single step. First of all, you will need to create an n8n account. I won't spend much time on that because it is very easy. Probably you already did it many times. So just go to this link. Then you will need to download my template file from this Google Drive once you already have an account. And then we will need to just copy this template and use it inside our system. So for that reason, you're just going to the workflows page. Probably you have no workflows or maybe a couple of them. You will press create workflow, and then you'll just go here on 3 dots, press it, and then import from file. And here you will use the file that you just downloaded from my Google Drive. This is the simple JSON file, and once you press it, you have the whole system. And now we only need to set up the accounts, right? So the first one will be Google Sheets. Here in the instruction, we can see we just need to connect the Google Sheets using the sign in with Google. So very easy, just press here. And here you'll need to press create new credential, and you will sign in with Google. And this will be the new account that you've just added. You'll need to select the same credential in this node and in this node for the Gmail as well. Right? Once this is done, we connected the Google Sheets. Now we'll need to connect the OpenAI API to do the requests. Just simply go on this link, create an account, then you will need to copy your API key. You'll need to create it, copy it. Once you copy the API key, just go in here and create new credential, press create new credential, paste your API key, then the connection is established. And finally, you need to add a little bit of balance to your OpenAI API account to run this request. Once this is set up, OpenAI is finally good to go. Then we're going to the YouTube account. Here you're going to the Cloud Google, like this is the console for management different accesses. Just log in here. It will need to connect to your Google account. Here you just paste your password. Once you create an account, then we'll need to create these specific credentials for the API access. So here we'll need to go on the left side of the interface. There will be a big menu. You will select the API and services, and then you will just follow these steps to create the YouTube data API v3 access. Once you have it, then we'll need to create the credential. Also on the left side, there will be APIs and services. Just press credentials, follow those steps, and you will create the right credential. And finally, you will need to paste a specific URL from the n8n. Let me show it to you where you can find it. Here in the YouTube node, just press here. And once you want to create new credential, you're pressing here. And then on this process with the Google Cloud Console, you will need to paste the specific URL. And this is the URL that you will need to paste. Just paste it over there, and then you will finally create the credential, and you will see your client ID and your client secret. Just copy them, paste them here inside n8n, here and here. Then you will need to press save. Then it will ask you to authenticate with your Google account. You will do that. And on that point, the YouTube setting will be finally done. As I said, this is the hardest setting of all of these systems. So please have a little bit of patience to go through this process. But once you set it up, now everything will be so much more easy for you. So then we'll need to connect the Pi API. Also very easy, just go to this link, create an account. This is the free service. and then you'll need to copy your API key from here and paste it inside the n8n. So this is the node related to Pi API. In here, you will just, as a value, provide it. And then we need also to connect the second node. Once we generated the images, we need to collect the images, and here we're also using the same API key. You will paste it in here. So at this point, the Pi API, the image generation will be completely done. Then we need to set up the video generation. This is done through the Runway ML. Just go to this link, create an account. Then you will need to create an API key inside your profile and paste it inside this node for the Runway ML. Right here, just paste it after the word blur. You also need to add the space in here, and then you will add it up. And finally, you will use the same Runway API key to get your videos, the same as we did with images. Here also the Runway API key. And also, I think you will need to add a little bit of money to Runway ML to run those requests, especially if you're doing it with a good model, which is Runway Gen 4, I think. So yeah, you'll need a little bit of balance. I think I added $10 and this was enough to create many videos. And finally, we will go to the Creator Mate. This is the part to render the videos. This is also not the easiest part, but this is okay. Yeah, so this is the website. You will press Get Started. And here, once the account is created, you will go to the templates. And here will be some examples. And you can open one of the examples, for instance, this one. And it will show you the example of editing, example of the template that you can use for the rendering. So you have multiple different tracks, and you have the text, you have the background, so you have some animations. Here you will create your own template. It is actually not that hard. You'll probably need 10 minutes to create your own template, like different videos, different images. I can show you my own template, so you can do something similar. It is very easy. As you can see, we have just 3 different tracks, the audio, videos, and texts. And I tweaked their lengths. I did the overlap to make this kind of nice transition. And this is pretty much it. And once you have the template, you'll just go here, press Use Template, here press API Integration, and you will need to copy this text. Yeah, you can do that as the CURL, no problem, just copy it in here. And then you will go to the n8n and you will need to paste it. So this is the thing that we are sending in here, this API request. Basically, you can press import from CURL, paste it in here, and then press import. And as you can see, what will happen, this is the template that you've just created. This is its ID, and here are the video resources that you want to substitute. So here you will substitute the video URL from the previous tab, and so on. And also this is the token that you have inside your Creator Mate account, so it will be substituted automatically, so you don't need to do anything else extra. And I think here you can just download it even without any specific access token. So very easy setup. So at this point, all of the connections are set up. Let's get back to our instruction. As I said, all of the accounts are finally created, and here you just want to add your own tweaks. You want to tweak your video ideas because you will probably create content inside a different niche. Then you will tweak your video characters, maybe, I don't know, set up your storytelling in a different format. Then you might tweak your image prompts to get the other visuals that are relevant to your niche. Then tweak the video prompts also to maybe make a different sort of dynamic that you want to add, maybe a storytelling inside of it, because it should not be only like the person walking. Of course, you can do so many different animations, and also you can tweak your rendering template the way you want to. You can tweak the audio inside it, you can add your own music, or you can generate some audio using 11 Labs, whatever your creativity says to do, right? And on that note, the instruction is finished and the system is fully set up. I hope the guide is comprehensive, but if you still have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. And if you like this video, check out another one where I built an AI system that monitors and analyzes other viral influencers in your niche and helps you to create viral content based on that.